I'm starting. Hello, good evening, everyone. You're welcome to another edition of our Leadership Monthly webinar. My name is Anna Grace Ewonobari, and I'm excited to be your moderator for tonight's edition. All right, so before we go deep into the main conversation for today, I would like to know who is live with me on this call. So you can please drop down your name and the location you're joining in from and the chat section. Okay. Okay. If you can hear me, kindly indicate in the chat section that you can hear me. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. You're welcome. You're very much welcome to tonight's edition of our Leadership Monthly series. So this is the May edition of our Leadership Monthly webinar. And if you've been following us from the beginning of this year, from January, you will notice that each of our webinar have been designed, it has been structured in a way that it addresses real life challenges we face as leaders and as young professionals. And the essence of this is to equip us with the right mindset, the right tools we need to thrive as leaders. We need to be effective, we need to be efficient in our various field of endeavor. And this month is actually not different. This month, we are looking at the theme Voices of Change, the role of advocacy in transforming communities. Voices of Change, the role of advocacy in transforming communities. And one thing you will agree with me is that as leaders, one of the greatest expectations from us is that we use our voice as tools. We use our voices as tools for transformation, regardless of where we find ourselves, regardless of what we do. Our voices ought to be tools for transformation. But it's so sad that in our communities, in our society today, we tend to see a lot of people, lot of young professionals, lot of leaders complain about the things they want to see change, about the leadership, about the structure in a community, about the future. They want to see change in all of this area. But there's a question we need to answer beyond just complaining, beyond just talking about it. Have we ask yourself, our voice is part, can we say that our voices are part of those things that can bring change? Have we used our voices as tools that can create the change that is needed in our different communities, in our different endeavors, in our different niches? Our voice is part of those things that can create change. So that is why tonight's section is very important for us. That is why tonight's webinar is very important. I would not want to talk much about this because I believe that our speaker is very much ready tonight to do justice to this topic, voices of change, the role of advocacy in transforming communities. And I'm confident that she will share. I don't know if you can see me. She will share insights that will not just inspire us, but to help us to think differently and also act intentionally because it's beyond saying anything. It's now we are not talking about just saying transformation goes along with action. So our speaker for tonight would help us navigate through this path and become real change agents. She'll teach us the ways we can become real change agents. And I want to encourage every one of you here to prepare your hearts to get the best. Endeavor to stay engaged and also write down things, write down action points you're going to work on because tonight's section promises to be impactful. Without further ado, I would like to make welcome our speaker for I don't know if you can see me. I would like to make welcome our speaker. I'll be bringing her up on stage for tonight. I don't know if she's ready. Please, if you can hear me, if you can see me, kindly indicate in the chat section. Oh, you're welcome. And if possible, you're welcome. So, our speaker for tonight's section is someone who is very passionate and intentional about growth, about transformation, about impact. She is someone who I've known for over 5 years today, and she's very consistent with what she does. She is a visionary research analyst, data analyst, and the dynamic founder and CEO of Goshema Hub, a transformative digital solution and empowerment agency dedicated to delivering excellence across research, analytic, virtual services, and capacity building. With a deep rooted passion for data driven impact and strategic insights, Queenet has consistently positioned herself at the forefront of innovation, helping individuals, brands, and organizations unlock clarity, growth, and sustainability through analytical solutions and thought leadership. With a strong academic foundation in epidemiology and public health, she has carved a niche in educational and social sector analytics, combining technical precision with a human-centered approach. Her work spans qualitative and quantitative research, data storytelling, impact assessment, data visualization, and policy-focused analytics that drives informed decision making. As a highly skilled data analyst, she's proficient in tools such as Power BI, SPSX, Excel, Python, offering actionable insights that empowers business and nonprofit to scale effectively. Her research expertise has guided numerous clients through data collection, cleaning, visualization, and interpretation, delivering reports that don't just inform but inspires transformation. She's a passionate advocate for youth and female empowerment, leading initiatives under Maya Heaven Initiative and Leadspiration to mentor and equip the next generation of purposeful, skilled, and value-driven leaders. She is the wife of our founder of Leadspiration, Mr. Gold David. And she's someone who is so intentional about purpose and impact. So I would like us to make welcome Mrs. Queenette David with a warm ovation to the stage. I would like us to welcome our speaker with a virtual warm ovation. Please let's make welcome our speaker, Mrs. Queenette David, to the stage. I think please let's just wait a little. I think the network is having a little challenge at the moment. Okay, so while we are waiting for her to come up stage, let's just get our minds ready because tonight's section, I believe it's going to be powerful. Oh, she's on stage now. Mrs. Queen David, you're welcome, welcome on stage. Can you hear me? Mrs. David, can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, please, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're welcome. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, Ma. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. Please confirm that I am audible. You can hear me loud and clear. I want to thank our president for this opportunity to be here tonight. Thank you so much, Sir Caleb, working well, President. Well done, sir. The Vice President as well, Miss Chiamaka, and all the members of the Executive House, and also our amiable moderator. Thank you so much, Grace. Well done. I'm so excited to be here tonight. The topic we are having is one that I love. I'm so passionate about, and I would want us to have this conversation with our hearts open. And one very important thing is why we are here, why we are having the conversation and pushing for the change that we want to see in our society. I want you to start thinking deeply. I want it to be a time of reflection, where you come to terms with the fact that there is something out there for you to do. Our topic today is going to be centered around advocacy, and I want you to not just listen to the conversation, but then think, how can I contribute towards the society? What can I do to make the society a better place? I just have few points. I have few slides that I'm going to share. Like I said, it should be a time of reflection for you. So we are not just you're not just listening to me, but at the same time you're thinking, okay, based on this, what can I do? What can I change? How can I contribute? How can I become an advocate? How can I do things that would put our society in a better state? Okay, so I am going to share my slide. Just give me a minute. It's coming up. And while I am doing that, I want to emphasize on the need for us to not just take these sessions that we are having lightly. We've been having monthly series, and the essence of this conversation is to create the life that we are meant to live. Is important that we take daily step towards that one goal, which is transformation, to become transformative agents in our society. It's very important that every words used to be, we are not settled, we are not comfortable, we are coming out of our zones, we are coming out of our houses, and then we are bringing in our talents, our gifts to the same way we found it. Okay, so while we're having the conversation today, I also want us to ponder on that one thing that seems to be a burden in your society. I also want you to ponder on that one thing that seems to be a burden in your superpower. What's that one thing? Okay, let me ask the question for those of us that are here with us. If you have a superpower, if you are given that you become superman or superwoman, and then you have the power to change one thing in the society, what would that be? Comment on the chat. Let me know what you need to change. One thing that has been according to you in the society that you need to change, what would that be? I'll be waiting for a comment. I don't know if you can see the chat. I'll try to use my other device to check our comments. What would that be if you have one thing? If there's one thing you want to be a superwoman, what would that be? Anybody? For me, I would say I would change the educational system. I'm going to share a personal story with us as with the educational system, the quality, the inputs, the outputs, and how students are trained to be the leaders of tomorrow. So if I have a superpower, I want to change, I want to create policy and force them, policies that would lead to the transformation of the society. as it concerns our educational system. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. My slide is up. My slide is up. Okay. Somebody says making quality education free for everyone. Okay. That's a good one. Yes, that's a good one. Has to do with education. All right. So yes, our topic for today is the role of advocacy in transforming communities. Your voice is very important. You know, most persons they feel like, oh, my voice does it really count when we start approaching the election period. Those of us that are in Nigeria and wherever you're joining us from, there is just this notion that, oh, my vote does not count, my this, my that, and what have you. And then I tend to ponder, if everybody is saying that my vote does not count, my voice does not count, are we going to have the change that we are craving for in our society? Do you think we stand a chance? Do you think we can have the dreams, the beautiful dreams you have for your nation, the beautiful dreams you have for your community? Do you think it's going to come to reality? So those persons that have made changes, those people that have helped us to enjoy what we are currently enjoying in our time, it's because they lent their voice. It's because they spoke up. It's because they did not just sit back and say, "Oh, my voice does not matter. What do I even know? What do I have to say?" And what have you. Advocacy is a very strong weapon that we as young people can use to create the change that we desire. So there's a quote: never underestimate the power of one informed, courageous, and intentional voice. Don't underestimate it. Don't. So we live in a society today. We enjoy electricity. We enjoy education. We have lots of things that we are enjoying as a society. And it's as a result of people, it's as a result of one person that thought about it and said, oh, this is possible. I mean, we can achieve this, we can get this done. We can have this to ourselves, we can have this as a benefit, we can profit from this. So the persons that brought education to West Africa, to Nigeria in particular, just one person or two persons came together and said, okay, let's bring this down to this nation. And that's why we have it. That's why we're enjoying it. Because they had the idea, they thought about it and said, okay, these people, they need to be educated. Or somebody saw it as a pain point. And then we have it today. Just one person with one idea and then a voice. So please do not underestimate the power of your voice. Like I said, I want you to have a reflection. I want you to think deeply. What's that one thing I can change in the society? And yes, it is possible. You just have to know how to use your voice. So what does advocacy really mean? It's more than just holding a mic and then yeah shouting everywhere. It's more than just coming on social media to make noise. It's more than um doing things, carrying placards, going for riots and what have you. Yes, that can be a part of advocacy. But beyond that, advocacy is standing for something, standing for people, standing for a community, having a voice for the voiceless. That is what advocacy is all about. So even when it's not convenient, you're lending your voice for a particular cause. That is advocacy. Advocacy is challenging a system that is harmful. Wrong ideologies, wrong perception, that is advocacy. You have the willpower to challenge it. You're saying this is wrong. You're saying there's a correct way of doing things. That is advocacy. Advocacy is influencing the decision of the masses, of a particular set of people. One person, two persons, three persons, a group, a dozen, and then a community, a nation, having the capacity to influence their decision, having the capacity to influence a policy and a mindset. That is advocacy. So there are different, as we are having these definitions outlined. You can think of things that you may have stumbled on social media. You know, somebody that calls his or herself an advocate, sexual purity advocate. The person comes online to talk about sexual purity, how it is possible for young people to keep themselves till they are married. That is advocacy. So young people, they have the mindset, oh, I can't do without sex. But then there's somebody out there that's always saying, this is possible. This is possible. Sharing stories, sharing tips. That is advocacy. So you're challenging the norm. What seems to be, this is how it is. This is how we have it, and this is how it has always been. But then you are coming up to lend your voice, to challenge it. That's advocacy. Advocacy is also using your skills, your platform, and your presence to create meaningful change. Remember, you are influencing the mindset of people. Okay, so you can use your WhatsApp status, you're posting on WhatsApp consistently, at talking about a particular thing. You're using your skills, you have the voice to sing, you're singing about a particular cause. We have a couple of them, persons like that. People I'll just give this random example. Fela Kuti, people like Asa. These are musicians that use their voices to sing, and some of their lyrics, you could see that they were gearing towards, oh, we need a better society. They were always talking about what was happening in the nation and the need for a change. That is advocacy. That's using your skill. You're a graphic designer, you're putting out portraits, you're putting out graphics, images about change, how things should be better. Or you are a creator, you create content that showcases the ills of the society and how to make it better. You're creating policy as a policy maker. You found yourself in a position, you don't even have to be in the room of the policy makers, in quotes. You don't need to be there. You can use your platforms, you can use Facebook, use LinkedIn. You're pushing for a particular cause, and before you know, it becomes a policy. The government is interested, stakeholders are interested, they want to check, oh, what's going on, why are we always seeing this on our screen. Advocacy begins the moment you refuse to normalize what is wrong. The thing with change, it just needs one person to stand and say, no, this thing, this thing is wrong. We can't continue this way. That's how change starts. But the moment everybody says, not my business, let me just be on my own, after all, nobody will hear my voice, there is not going to be any change. We'll keep running in that circle. So advocacy begins when somebody stands up and say, this is not normal. There has to be a change. We have to do things the right way. That's where advocacy starts. So why do we have many young people that are silent? I listed about three of them. The first one is they are scared of being criticized. They're what will people say? They are worried about the judgment of others, the rejection from people. That's why people, they don't want to say anything. Everybody wants to be quiet. They are seeing the bad government. They want to be quiet about it. They are scared. They are scared that their family, they are going to reject them once they begin a particular course. Those their aunties and their uncles say, I beg, or their parents will say, please, oh, you are my only child, oh, I don't want anything to happen to you. Please stop talking about this on social media. They will even tell you to go and pull down the post online. Or people, you're scared of the threats. You're scared of people saying, what, your own is too much. Is it only you that is facing it? Why are you talking? Why are you doing this? Fear of criticism. Secondly, most persons, they lack the confidence. They'll be like, who am I? Who knows me? Who knows my father? Me that is a village boy, a village girl. And you feel like you can't talk. You feel like your voice does not matter because nobody knows you. You don't have confidence. Another point is people, they wait to feel important. They are waiting for a time where they become influential. Oh, I want to have 10,000 followers on Facebook before I start talking. Oh, my followers, they are still small. I still have 1,000 followers. I want to have like 10 million. I want to become an influencer before they start talking. You want to feel important. But I'm here to tell you tonight that you don't have to wait till you have it all figured out. With the technology that we have at our disposal, with the phones that you have, the device you have in your hands, You can become an advocate. You can speak up. Now we have AI. We have AI has been a blessing to us. We can create videos portraying the things that are happening and the change that we desire. We can even go anonymous if we want to. But the thing is, we should come to that point where we are ready to lend our voices, whether it is convenient or not, whether it's going to it is comfortable or not. We are ready to lend our voices to that one thing that you want to see, to that one change you want to see happening in the society. Because the moment you keep quiet, you're not going to see any change. Everybody's minding their business. So I said I was going to share a personal story. I shared this story, I think that was yesterday, on Facebook. Then I was in SS3. I think this should be around 2015 or so. And then I discovered that it was a norm for people to pay, for students to pay for their paper, I mean examination, the WAEC exam. So you have to pay a particular sum of money before you can sit for the exam or before you can submit your paper. And then I saw that this was not normal. This was not okay. It even started from primary six. I was in primary six at that time when they've given us our exam, our questions and our answer sheet, and we had started the exam. But before you know that, I saw a teacher that I respect so much. I mean, anytime I think about it, I'll be like, I was not expecting this person to do this. He just came to the board and was saying, anything I tell you to write, please write it. This was primary six. This was like 2009 or 2007. I can't remember the year, but that's a long time ago. So imagine when exam malpractice started in the country from that time, to the point that they are giving a primary six students what is the notion? I mean, are we going to be the leaders of tomorrow by that? I mean, with what they are doing, how can we attain that? It was shocking to me. I didn't really think so much about it then, but as I grew old, I was wondering, like, this has eaten deeply into the core of the educational system. And I was so pissed, as this is in SS3, when they say we have to pay money and then they will start sharing paper in the hall and all of that. I was wondering, I mean, why do I have to study from JSS1 to SS3 and then I'll end up relying on what a manufactured answer? How does it show that I actually deserve the certificate? So I had to kick against it. I told my principal that I was not going to partake in it. And before then, I had been a bright student, so it was easy for them to notice me. So they know that, oh, this person is smart. This is a bright student. And although they were shocked at the way I was saying, no, I can't do this, I can't do that, and what have you. But then, attached to my resilience and trying to advocate for the right thing, there were some things that were not comfortable. So I would not start when others were starting. I couldn't write when others were writing. They put me in a condition that was not comfortable for the exam, and a whole lot of that. But then, at a second thought, I mean, down the line, down the years, I was wondering if I had spoken up at that point, or maybe if we had social media the way we have it. Some people, they come online, they talk about these things, and before you know, they've created awareness. The government is looking into it, and before you know, this is how policies are made, and that's how you get the change that you desire. So I was saying, if it to be at this time, I have the knowledge I have, I would have spoken up. I mean, not just to them, but then I would have made it to go viral and what have you. So that is how you start speaking out for things that are ill, things that you see that they are not supposed to be. This is not how it's supposed to be. In a normal society, this is not how it is supposed to be. If you want to truly see the change you desire, you have to speak up. So how can one voice transform everything? Number one, by starting a movement. You can be inspired to come together with young people, volunteers. You go to a community, start a movement for a change. Like I said, while we're having this conversation, you might start thinking of things that you may have seen in your environment, in the society where you are living, in your university, in your workplace, things that you can change. It just takes you to come up and speak. That's how we get the change that we desire. So you can start a movement. You can decide to say, okay, let me speak with people of like minds. Let me share the passion, the burden I have, the vision I have to some other persons, and let's see how we can create a change. Let's see how we can make things better. Okay, I'm going to give us some examples as we continue. But one of them that's coming to my mind is I remember then, I think I was in year one or year two. I've always detested littering things around. I mean, things, throwing things. In short, at some point, I would always put it inside my bag. Later on, I was like, what's even the need of this thing? Sef? Sharp people are still throwing things everywhere. The government is not concerned. There are no waste bins around. So I was a little bit discouraged. Later on, I started throwing things like others, but I knew that this was wrong. Even though everybody's doing it, it is wrong. So I still had the burden of ensuring that the my environment is tidy. So I used to put the waste inside my bag. So I don't throw things from moving vehicles. I don't throw things around. Then I now had this burden of maybe coming up with a group where we go to classes and talk to them about not putting things, not littering the environment, more like create an awareness, and then speaking to the school authorities to see if we can start having waste basket or waste bin around the school, because I noticed at that time there were no waste bin. So it was even discouraging. At times my bag is going to be filled with dirt. It was even discouraging to to not throw things around as others would normally do. So I was having it as a body in my heart. I was just thinking, oh, how do I go about this? How do I do this? And then it was just not long after that time, I saw that they were already fixing the waste bin around the school. So they were constructing a kind of a holder for the baskets, and then they were just there around this. Cause like, oh, this is a very good development. Perhaps someone else also had the burden and decided to share it with the VC, and here we are. So I was so excited about it. I said, okay, this is beautiful. But if I had not seen that, I was still having that burden to go ahead and speak to persons, so we can just do something, no matter how little it is. It may not be very significant, but at least we have done something, and we don't know how far. One thing about advocacy, you will not see the end from when you start. It is when you have started, you will now know, oh, this thing I'm doing is a worthy cause. And you start seeing people that are also on the same page, people that are also interested in that cause. You may not know before you start, but then it's important you take a step. It's important you start, okay? The next one is saving a life. So you can intervene when someone needs it most. Somebody needs something, somebody needs is in need of maybe finances. You can decide to advocate for it, maybe come up with a post, solicit for the person needs funds for treatment. We see some of them that do this GoFundMe and what have you. That's also part of advocacy. You're saving a life. You can also help in restoring dignity. You can give your voice to those who have been forgotten. We have people that are soliciting for widows, soliciting for orphans, people living in the slum, like we are going to be doing on the 30th of this month. We'll be going to the slum. So this is also a call to you. Bring out your time, your resources, your money, everything that you can. Let us go to the slum and reach out to these persons. Let us help them restore their dignity. Some of them, they've lost hope. Some of them, they feel that there's nothing to write about them. This is a call to come in your numbers, bring those resources. You know somebody that knows somebody that can give into this cause. Please go out of your way to do it. That's what an advocate does. You leave your comfort zone to ensure that things are happening. The next one is they are passionate about shifting cultures. They want to change the mindset of people. They want to inspire people to pursue new things. They don't see impossibilities. As an advocate, you don't think that, oh, this thing is not possible, or this is our country that we are living in, it's not possible. No, as an advocate, you're going out of your way to ensure that the mindset of people are changed, and then you're seeing possibilities in every challenge, in every situation. You're seeing that, oh, it is possible to have a change. It is possible to change the narrative. So advocates, they always inspire new possibilities. And like I said in the slide, it is important that you don't despise the contribution that you're making. Don't think it's so small. Like I said earlier, don't think that what you are doing, you won't see the end from the beginning. It's important you start. It's important you make a move. It's important to take a step. Okay, don't feel that you're not important. You don't have the influence. You don't have the money. You are this, you're that. See yourself as someone that that can create the change that is desired. See yourself as someone that has the capacity to create the transformation that we need. Our slogan in Leadspiration is inspiring lives to leadership. And one of the vision of the organization is to create transformative agents in our society. People that will go out there and create a change. So that's where we are having the sessions, we are having the programs, we have lead conferences, we have slum outreach. We are having this because that is the goal, for you to come out of your comfort zone and have a life, and have something that you are willing to give your all to, you're willing to die for. Okay. So yes, as we started, when we started, I talked about advocacy not just being online. Okay, so yes, you can use your social media platform to create awareness about a particular thing, but it doesn't just end online. It's not just about using hashtags, trending topics, and what have you. The real advocacy requires more than pressing your phone. You must ensure that you're going to create time to be committed to the cause, because when it starts online, it does not end online. So there's a point you're going to get to. You will now have to start meeting with stakeholders, policy makers. Oh, they are going to call you to their office. They'll call you to come and champion this cause. You have to go on offline. I mean, you have to go and do the real work, because the persons you're advocating for, some of them are staying in villages and communities. They may not see what is happening online. So you're taking the online advocacy to the field to do the work. So while you're advocating online, have it at the back of your mind that you're going to be required, your time, your commitment, action is going to be required. It's going to cost you. I've been mentioning comfort zone. Yes, as an advocate, be ready to leave your comfort zone. You're going to be tired. You're going to be stressed. It's going to cost you your time. You invest hours in service to cost you your comforts, and also you have to be consistent. Okay, so for you to create a change that is lasting, to create change that is sustainable, it happens when you move beyond just creating awareness to taking action. So you can decide to come online and say, oh, Port Harcourt City is very dirty and smelling. People are just throwing waste. That's a pain point for you. That's a burden for you. But it does not end online. What can you do in the community? So how far can you go with your advocacy? Are you going to bring young people together to help do a cleanup? Are you going to advocate for waste being to be at stipulated location? Or are you going to write to the government to create a channel for disposing waste? What can you do? Or you're advocating that, oh, the our educational system is nothing to write home about. There are no infrastructures in the schools, in public schools. There are no boards, no writing materials, and what have you. It doesn't end online. You also have to create time to go to these schools so you can relate with them physically, know what is going on. Okay, so yes, advocacy is not only online. And as an advocate, it is required that you have empathy. Mhm. You have to do something that it's entering your mind. I mean, it's touching your heart. that is giving you sleepless night, that when you think about it, you say, oh God, what do I do? How do I change this? It begins with empathy. And what is empathy? Your ability to feel the emotions of others, to put yourself in their shoes. Okay, so if you were in that position, how would you feel? Do you care about people? Are you ready to go down to their level? As an advocate, you need empathy. That's one of the traits, that's one of the qualities of an advocate. So I have here, you cannot transform people you do not care about, and that is the fact. That is the fact. You cannot transform people that you do not care about. So you're not just there shouting online, hey, this one should happen, hey, the educational system is not good, there's no water, there's no clean water, the society is dirty. This is, you're shouting online, and you don't care about the people you're shouting for. That's the reason why people go out of their way to make noise online, and then when the resources they start coming in, when people start donating to the cause, they will go and use the money and buy fine clothes and buy shoe and start flexing. Whereas what has been given is supposed to be for this cause. Do you have empathy? We are going to the slum on the 30th of May. Have you tried to visualize? Have you tried to think how these people thrive in the slum? Have you tried to put yourself in their shoes? Like, just have a mental picture of it. If I were to be living there in Bacha, close to the river area, close to water, the place is smelling. Have you thought about it? You can't transform the people you do not care about. If not, you go there and be doing this place is smelling. These people should just shift. People should not come close to me. You be doing tush girl and tush boy and what have you. You have to be able to put yourself in their shoes and come down to their level. That's the only way you can be able to transform them. There has to be this acceptance, and it comes through empathy. It comes through empathy. You're soliciting for them, you're lending your voices, even as you're reaching out to people to give us resources, people that can help us. The way you present it, those messages, those flyers, you're not just doing copy and paste, you're forwarding it to their DM. And they should just, let's just be that I am doing what they say volunteers. You write of 10 people. Let's just be that I'm writing. If you don't have empathy, you won't do it with passion. So how are you reaching out to the people? How are you putting them? Are you personalizing it? This is a course I want to do. This is something I'm passionate about. So you're not just doing it because they say maybe President Caleb said we should send letter to 10 people, and that's why you're sending the letter. Let it just be that you've done it, so that you can tell him that, oh, I've done it too. Are you passionate about it? Have you thought about it? Have you tried to think, how are these people coping? What can I do? It's going to drive you to giving your all. It's going to drive you to giving your all. So empathy is very important. Okay, you're listening to the needs of the community. You understand their pain before you start coming up with a solution that, oh, people should do this like this, people should do it like that. You try to understand their pain, try to put yourself in their shoe before you come up with a solution. Because if you're at your high horse, if you're just at your comfort zone, you may not be able to relate to what is going on in their lives. Okay, so you have compassion. You're not looking at them in a condescending way. You're not saying, these people are beg, they should just stay on their own, they should not come and stain my whites. You have compassion towards them. You have compassion towards them. These persons, they need the respect, they need the opportunities, they need the empowerment. We are hoping to give skills to upskill some people. They need it. They need it. They are not as privileged as we are. They may not have the network, the technology, the opportunities that we have. So that's why we are going out there to reach out to them. So this is also a call to you. What are you doing as it concerns this outreach? I think we have about 14 days to go. You can lend your voice. You can go on social. You can even create videos. You can decide to visit the slum yourself before that day and say, okay, let me go to this slum, let me create videos. Maybe you're a videographer, you are a content creator, you're a graphic designer. You can decide to use your skill. You're a spoken word artist. You can decide to do spoken word. You write, you tell stories. You can use those skills to create content for this course. That's advocacy. Like I said, you don't have to have all the followers and everything. Just do your own part. All right, our time is running. So, how can we become agents, change agents as young people? We are innovative. We have the creativity. Let's use them. Let's use it. That thing that is inside of us, that thing that God has put inside of us, those gifts and talents, let's use them. Yes, let's use them. The world is waiting. The world is waiting. The world is waiting. Let's use them. Let's use it. We have the influence in on social media. You have a Facebook account, you're on Instagram, you're on TikTok. You're not just there to watch videos, you're not just there to look at what other people are doing. Start doing something yourself. You have the energy and passion. There are some things that our fathers and mothers they can't do. But as a young person, you have that energy. There are things you can't do after now. 10 years, 20 years from now, there are some things you will not be able to do. So now that you are young, use the energy and the passion. You can jump everywhere. You can wear your sneakers and go everywhere. Use that energy and that passion. You have access to information. Most of these persons that you're going to be advocating for do not have the access that you have. People in the slum, they may not have the access to certain information that you have. Orphans, widows, they may not have access to this information. They may not be on social media. So utilize the access you have and see how you can use that to create the change that we desire. How do you become a voice of change? How do you become a voice of change? Be informed. Have an understanding of these issues. You're having a burden. Go and do a research. Advocates are not illiterate. They are not dumb. You don't come online and start throwing facts that are not verified. Go and do a proper research about that thing that is a burden to you. You want to advocate for education. Do you understand the policies? Have you gone to check what are the current policies that are governing the educational system? You're passionate about sanitation, clean environment. Have you gone to check what are the books? What is research saying? What are articles saying? In Port Harcourt, what are the policies that are governing? Who are the people in charge? Who are the right authorities? You should be informed. Understand issues before you come online to speak, before you carry your mic and put on your camera. Understand the issues so that whatever facts you're putting out there, they are verified. You don't know how far that video would go. You don't know how far that write-up would go. Ensure that those facts are verified. Start where you are. Start where you are. Start where you are. Where that place, that's your house. That's your self-contained. Start there. That's your compound. Start there. Without your small Android phone that you feel like, oh, the camera is not bright, the camera is not fine. Start where you are. And then speak with wisdom and courage. Very important. As you're going out there, ensure that you're speaking with wisdom. You're bold, but you're thoughtful. You're not bold and you're not insulting everybody. You're not using curse words. You're speaking with wisdom and thoughtfulness. Remember, you're advocating for something. So you don't want to be in the bad light as it concerns your disposition, as it concerns the choice of words, as it concerns the things that you say. You don't go there and start attacking people, mentioning names and what have you. Okay, so you have to be wise while you're advocating for something. And then use your gifts intentionally. That's the fourth point. You have some talents that are unique to you. Use them. You can sing, come up with lyrics that would create the change that we desire, that would change the mindset of people. You can write books, write articles that when people read it, they are inspired. Okay. The next point, there are solutions that you can build. Don't just stay and complain. Don't go to every comment section and you're complaining. You can think about solutions that you can build. There's a pain point. That experience you have had, that negative experience, that ugly thing that has happened that you encountered can be a pain point, and then a solution can come out of it. So I had a challenge growing up. I didn't have the guidance that I needed when it comes to choosing a course, when it comes to taking a career path. I was confused. I was passionate about so many things, so I was very confused. So I just chose one course like that and started it. But at some points, I didn't really get what I wanted out of it. So that became a pain point to me. And using my skill as a data analyst, I decided to work on a software, and I just came up with an idea. Okay, it's possible that there could be a software where students can seek for recommendation on the course that they should take based on some tests, psychometric tests, the academic performance, and a whole lot of other tests. So using AI, the software can give them recommendations on the career paths to follow using different criteria, using different results and what have you. And when it came up, I was like, oh, this is it. I was so excited. I was so excited about that. That's because I had the challenge and I'm looking for a solution to help people. So when it comes to life and I start talking about it, it's still a form of advocacy. So instead of people to take the wrong path because of peer pressure, oh my mom wants me to study this, my dad wants me to study this, and then you are confused, you don't know the right path to take. That can help. Okay, so build solution, don't just complain. Think about things that you can do based on the negative experience that you have had. And then it's also important to stay consistent. Okay. Show up. Even when it's difficult, show up. No excuses. Show up. There are things that will come up that want to take you away, that wants to steal your time, that wants to be a distraction. But you have to determine in your heart that I am not going to be distracted. You have to determine, you have to set your mind on it. This course, I'm going to pursue it to the fullest, no matter what happens. I won't be distracted. Stay consistent. Serve people genuinely. Serve them with love. Serve them, not just oh, I have this, I'm privileged, I'm more privileged than you. Do you know who I am? No, serve them with love. Don't come up with pride and what have you. Serve people with love. And then there's also room for collaboration, collaborate with people, lead with integrity, and never stop showing up. Lastly, there's a call to action. I've been talking about the outreach that will be coming up on the 30th. I am calling us. Let us come together. Me, I'm going to be there. I'm already thinking of the sneakers I'm going to wear with my outfits. I've told president that it's a hoodie that I want. I'm going to make the hoodie. I'm going to be there. I'm going to show up on the 30th. I'm calling on us to give our all, our resources. The clothes that you're not using, please bring it. The books that you're not using, please bring it. Let's show them this love. Let's go all out for them. It's just once in a year that we do this. Just once in a year. So all is going to take everything inside of you. Let's show up on the 30th of May. Let's show up. Come, invite people. Come with if you have more persons that want to volunteer, people that want to give, go to the DMs of those persons. There are some people that want to give into this cause. They may not be there physically, but their money is going to help. Their money is going to speak for them. Okay. So reach out to them, people that have foodstuffs, rice, beans, indomie, as much as possible. Let's do this. And then like I have here, this is not just an event, it is impact. We are doing this for humanity. It is purpose in action. So we are going to the field to reach out to those persons and touch their lives. And as you come, we'll do this together. At the end of the day, we're going to be so proud of ourselves. And I trust that God that has given us this vision will continue to strengthen us, help us in Jesus' name. Amen and amen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the time. Thank you so much, my president, I don't know if you're here. Thank you so much, sir. Sir Caleb. Thank you for the opportunity, everyone. If you have any question, the floor is open. Thank you, everyone.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much for speaking to us expressly. It is it's a great privilege to have you, and in fact, I trust that we'll have you over and over and over and over again on our live stream because we need more advocates, we need more change makers who are passionate about what we do because by our strength alone and by our capacity alone, we won't be able to achieve so much. So this is a call to action that Beyond the Slum 2026 is coming. It's happening in Port Harcourt, happening in Delta, happening in Kwara State, happening in Nevada. If you are in any of these states and you would love to be a part of us, kindly reach out to us on Facebook or you can reach out to us through our WhatsApp community so you can join the movement. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be exciting. We are still calling for partners, we're still calling for sponsors, and we're receiving every kind of support that we can get for this outreach. And I'm very sure and certain that you will not regret joining hands and joining forces with us for Beyond the Slum Outreach 2026. Thank you so much once again for staying true. I'll see you at Beyond the Slum Outreach 2026.